This is a late Monday night update on this July 16th as we look into the Atlantic Basin. There's really still not much to talk about. The Atlantic, Caribbean, and much of the Gulf of Mexico remain all clear of any convection. We still are plagued by this upper level low, however, near the Florida Peninsula, and this upper level low is going to gradually work its way more toward the northwest. So the daily rainfall chances across the Gulf Coast and the southeast portion of the United States will be a little bit above average here, and that's really nothing too surprising for this time of the season. Now, as we look off toward Hawaii, as we've been saying for the last couple weeks, despite the added tropical cyclone activity, it looks as though nothing will be impacting Hawaii, and that definitely rings true tonight. We see the remnants of Amelia. There's really nothing more but some isolated cloud cover, and you may see some increase in clouds, but that's about it. And in the upper right portion of your screen, you've got Fabio swirling about, but it's moving into this dry air, and Fabio will be a thing of the past within the next 24 to 48 hours. Switching over to the latest 6 to 7 day forecast guidance, beginning with the CMC, it shows no development in the Atlantic Basin, but toward day 6 we see potentially more monsoonal activity to the south of Mexico. We'll have to keep an eye on that in future model guidance. And the GFS forecast picture by day 7 shows once again nothing in the Atlantic, Caribbean, or Gulf of any interest. And although the monsoon trough does appear to be a little bit more active by this point to the south of Mexico, it's not quite as bullish with surface low formation as we just saw with the CMC model. In terms of the upper air conditions, as you can see based on the GFS initialization, much of the Atlantic is shut down thanks to the presence of this tropical upper tropospheric trough across much of the main development region and the Caribbean, and this is helping to usher in a lot of vertical wind shear in excess of 30 to 50 knots, which is way too high for any type of organized tropical activity. But as we go ahead and look into the day 7 to day 8 time frame, this trough is still forecast to weaken a little bit while we begin to see an increase in upper level ridging across the central Atlantic between Africa and the Lesser Antilles. So although the models are not showing anything within the next 5 to 10 days, we still may see a slight uptick at least in tropical activity by late July or early August. So we're bound to see some tropical action at some point, but we're still looking good as we start off this new week, and it looks like the tropics will remain calm for at least another week or so. But even with all that said, you can follow 28storms.com and the Hurricane Tracker app, not only for hurricane updates, but even if you go to our Facebook, we've got stuff about the northern lights, along with severe weather occurring all across the nation. So you may want to check that out in your free time. Otherwise, thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you again here tomorrow.